Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
There's only one other good play on Minnesota.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
Oh, if you didn't know, it's the NBA Hardwood Show on a Tuesday afternoon with my guy, DC, a.k.a. Draft Sheet, talking about 4-game NBA banger in the association tonight. Don't forget, guys, hit the like button on the video here because we need to get more likes. We need to get more subscriptions on the YouTube channel. Maybe then we'll get these stochastic bots, a.k.a. Edgar, out of our damn comments section. My God, this dude is relentless. But we do appreciate the view, DC. So I will say that. Appreciate the view.
I appreciate Edgar getting in here prior to the show starting even, to get his thoughts to us and to the people. So shout out to Edgar. I will say, as far as I'm aware, anyone can start a YouTube channel or a website. So, something to think about. Free country. But yeah, 4-game slate here. JSU. The big injury news is in the last game of the night. It's kind of a spread out slate, right? 4 games starting at differing times, half an hour later starts. So these always make for interesting slates because you can swap more, kind of look at how your players have done, what the chalk is doing, and get some strategy into it. So, yeah, kind of 3 hours between the games. So long night of maybe sitting by the computer, but these are profitable slates for sure.
Yeah, and I agree with this point. Stochastic D's nuts. Even though we don't mind the people over there, I do just that was amazing when Tony said it yesterday. So we got to keep going with that. He's here. Trust me, he didn't leave. He's here. He's listening. What happened to okay. If you notice, some of the core page wasn't filled out yesterday at a certain point. The cores were up. If you're not in the Discord, you didn't see the message. We had some plugin issue with the page. It's supposed to be resolved. I'm told it's being resolved. But if it's not, you can look to Mr. Prez. You can send all the hate DMs you want to @Wiley77. Send him your DMs of hate and messages, right, DC? Don't send it to us. Don't send it to me or you. I saw you had Reynad in your core, by the way. I saw that. You had the nice 4% own. I don't know many people, DC, who was giving out the low-owned play of the day as Reynad either, except for one person, this guy, on this show yesterday. So hopefully people watched and listened for that because, it's a little good advice. 5% owned banger right there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but you did some bullshit talking for the first 7 minutes of the show, so I don't know if it counts, Jason.
First 7, no, we went like overkill, DC. We went like 45 minutes of bullshit before we even got to the slate. It was great.
Maybe Edgar has a point. Maybe I stand with Edgar then. 45 minutes sounds a little excessive.
Oh yeah, we went overkill. It was great. But if you stayed for the whole show, you got that banger at the end right there. That banger that could have helped you win some extra giblets. So hopefully you did. But yes, Edgar, were you one of the 20? That's what I want to know. If you listen to my low-owned play of the day, he might have been. That's the real question, DC. Was Edgar one of the 20?
I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go with no on Edgar.
I'm going to go with no, too. I'm going to go with no. Yeah. But that's all right. DC, did you watch the Hornets game?
No.
So you didn't? Did you see the videos this morning? Did you see you didn't see Isaiah Stewart attacking Miles Bridges and
I saw the tweets about it, but I didn't see it. I woke up a little under the weather today.
You got to pull up the video, man. I mean, we saw like a quick little like MMA 30 seconds. Isaiah Stewart threw like a right and Miles Bridges like ducked under and had a nice entry into like a takedown. But there was like other people there that like kind of held Stewart up. Everyone's like, oh, he stuffed it. He didn't stuff it. He would have went right to the ground if it wasn't for all the other teammates kind of around him. But we almost got like a ground and pound situation, DC.
Listen,
I mean, Miles Bridges would have laid the hammers down if he got him down. I'll say that.
Beef Stew comes into every game like ready to fight. Like no question about it.
He said, other guy does that. Why else do you think I'm in Detroit, or why do you think they have me, or something like? He actually like said that. It's crazy.
Dylan Brooks is the same way, just like peer antagonist, like ready to go at the tip of every game.
Oh, it's wild though. That was a wild scene right there. If you didn't watch that game, you should go back and check it out because it's pretty friggin' crazy. But yeah, there's some bad refereeing on top of it. AP was tilting about it in our Discord the whole time. I don't know if it was the same lady ref that threw out Şengün for I think he called her a bitch. I think that was a few games ago, but that was pretty wild. There was some bad refereeing in there. Did you see the Şengün calling the lady chick a bitch a couple days ago? Yeah. DC, that's something I get why she threw him out, but that's something where like you have to have a little more restrained. Like you're going to be told to fuck off. You're going to be called a bitch. You're going to be told these things. This happens all the time. I feel like can't be throwing people out.
Well, at least, yeah, I agree with you. It's gonna come with the job, right? I think, but at least they keep it, to the game itself, right? We're not taking it beyond the game. Oh, we need to address this. Yeah. So
I mean, yeah, try to anyways, but
yeah.
I just thought it was just interesting. It's like, these refs, and then you got the fights breaking out, and then we had a shooting in a club, which is with a football player and a rapper, but there's some wild shit going on in sports. I mean, can't even have your own private club dancing anymore, DC.
We need it. It's a kind of a downtime of sports right now with football ending. So we'll take the drama. We need more club shootings, JSU.
I was gonna say we need more club shootings.
Yeah. Yep. I'm standing by it.
DC, can we get that quote out there? I want that tweeted out. We need more club shootings. Draft cheat.
Spice it up.
But DC, I did. Edgar crying outside of the club. Yeah, he's not happy about this talk right now. And we'll only do like 10 minutes of this talk, and he still probably won't even be happy. But one other thing, we did get a question asked about best ball and MLB. And I told everyone, I said, my guy DC, he promised me that right around the All-Star break or right after the NBA All-Star break, we'd have full-on rankings ready to go for anyone that's interested in best ball. So, I mean, if you want to just lay that out real quick for people, because I know you've been working on some stuff for a little bit on the side.
Yeah, DraftKings has huge best ball contest, right? I think $20 entry, big prize pool up top, underdog. So yeah, we'll have rankings out that covers the entire gamut, top to bottom of DraftKings, FanDuel, and yeah, some other cool stuff coming down the pipeline for baseball too. So working on that, getting there, and then NBA All-Star break coming up too. So I'll be working on that. I have been working on that, but finalizing that this week, next week, and should be up soon.
Yes, Richard, I am fully already into all the best ball for everything. So I was irritated at myself because I didn't do more NBA best balls just because it was like in a bad time where I was just busy all the time. It's like I was kicking myself. So I was like, I'm not going to let this happen. I got to make sure I get my best ball fix in all throughout the year. So I'm going to be ripping some once DC gets me for football, for NBA, I don't need shit. I can go in there. Yeah. I can draft. I feel pretty baseball is definitely one sport. I need someone like DC to guide me a little bit. I can't just go in there and start ripping shit. DC. I need some.
We get down to like the 170th ranked player choosing between outfielders. Yeah, maybe you need a little guidance there. I got you.
Yeah, because it's 20 rounds, right? The
Yeah.
baseball ones, it's 20.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man. Even when you get into football, it's like 20 rounds is a lot in
Yep.
football. But that's fine. But baseball is a whole different animal. I definitely need some help with that. So will there be an MLB strategy? Yeah, we'll do a show. Definitely. We'll do a show. We'll talk strategy. I do think with sports like that, the NBA, like, strategy is important because there might be a position, DC, that's like totally backloaded with value plays that you love, in a position where it's like you don't really like the values in the back end, so you want to load up early. I felt that way with NBA in the few best balls that I did. There was a massive value in drafting this position early and drafting this position late. And I'm sure baseball's got to be the same way.
Yeah, the big thing with baseball, best ball, outfield dries up really quickly, so you need to attack that early. And then the other big thing is you got to have pitchers that are going to be pitching late in the season. Obviously, that's, it's just same as the best ball playoffs, right? Weeks 15, right. 16, 17, you need healthy players at that point, not the guys that are going to be front loaded early. So plenty to come on the strategy, rankings, all that stuff in the MLB best ball streets for sure.
Yeah, we'll get all that. We'll get all that covered. I think that's it. I think we can get into the NBA slate, unless anyone else wants to talk about something. JSU too busy drafting MLB best ball at the moment. Oh, I got it on auto draft. I honestly, these DraftKings ones, they don't fill as quick right now. So I got to get in them as I go, but it's wrapping up now, but I got it on auto. So we'll be good to go here. Stuart said that's why they drafted me. That's pretty much what he said. They drafted me to be a bad boy Piston. That's what you get right there. I think he is a value. Honestly, it's all going to depend on the injury issue, or how quick he comes back. But I think you could also pair him with Tonjes at the end if you wanted to go like 4 tight ends. You could also play that, but that's a different sport. We don't have to get into NFL as much unless you want to talk NFL best ball. I know DC is not definitely into the NFL best ball for next year, so we don't have to.
We'll wait a couple months on that.
There you go. We don't have to get into it with DC. We can wait a little bit on it. All right, draft sheet. Let's get into this NBA slate of games here. We got 4 games locking all different times here: 7:30, 8, 9, 10:30, and starting out, we got the Pacers here. Pacers are one of those teams. It's like we're going to get this. The Jazz have been a big topic of conversation with the tanking stuff, right, DC? Like they're clearly on purpose tanking. I mean, the Jazz had, and me and Tony talked about it, and Tony's like, man, Jaren Jackson, they traded for him. They have to play him more, right? And he's like posing the question to me, and I'm like, no, they don't. They don't want to do that. For whatever reason, they made this trade, but they don't want to play their best players. DC, what happened? Jaren Jackson, Lauri Markkanen, Yusuf Nurkic all got taken out in the third quarter in like the mid, maybe like 5 minute, 4 minute, somewhere around there in the third quarter. And they never came back in the fourth quarter of yesterday's game. And they still end up winning because Bryce Sensabaugh is a hero. I did feel like that was justice in a way. But we got a Pacers team that I feel like we're going to get some similar shit from this Pacers team all throughout the year. I don't know if it's as bad as the Jazz, but it's going to be the rest of this year. So the Pacers got a bunch of questionable guys here running through it. Nesmith, McConnell, Potter, Quentin Jackson, Ethan Thompson, bunch of guys, DC. What are we doing here with this Pacers team that I think we're going to have to wait a little bit on, right?
They're really tough to analyze tonight, right? Because you got all these questionable guys: Thompson, Potter, Peter, Nesmith, McConnell, Quentin Jackson, and then you have on top of that the tanking ramifications where you don't know even the guys that play. Can you really trust their minutes? So we don't know who's going to play, like actually play in the game. I think the minutes are really they're going to be all over the place for Indiana. We've kind of seen it anyway, but that's only going to continue as we wind down the regular season. So a tough team. I mean, potentially one with value on it on a 4-game slate, on a slate where outside the Lakers, we're kind of lacking in value in general. So I don't want to write off Indiana, but I don't know about you, JC. I'm going to be careful with this Indiana team. The Utah Jazz, obviously, like you mentioned, are another one where I'm not saying I'm never going to play guys from the Pacers or the Jazz, but you got to do a little second level digging to feel really confident about the minutes. So that's the case with Indiana tonight. We'll see how the injuries all break out, potentially some value, but I'm going to mostly, I think, stick to the cheap guys on teams like Indiana, and I hope to follow through with that tonight. New York missing, obviously McBride's still out, Mitchell Robinson out, so Towns I think is a really interesting play, and I like Brunson too. And then depending on the OG news, who's questionable, possibly a Josh Hart game. I think it's 7,100, a lot of transition in this game, and I like him in games that get a little sloppy, which is true of Indiana. I mean, they're a really bad team. They turn the ball over. Josh Hart feels like he could be in for a big one here, especially if OG Anunoby ends up missing.
Yeah. One question: who you got if you had to pick between Brunson and Cat? Do you have a lean on those two guys? Because I feel like it's kind of been hit or miss with those two guys. It hasn't really been a lot of both. It's been like one or the other a lot of times. Do you have like a lean one way?
I'm on the Cat side with Mitch Rob out, and then just pretty weak interior defense for Indiana, right? Obviously traded for Zubac, but he's not available. So I lean the Towns over Brunson, and I'm with you. I think one or the other is better. Both good plays, but if I have to choose, I'm going Towns.
Yeah, I feel like on these type of slates, it's like you're gonna pick one, and because both of them, I feel like they don't get there as much. But maybe on a slate like this, DC, maybe you could, especially if OG, who's questionable, if he's out, then it could make more sense. I think if he's in, I would stick to one. If he's out, I could maybe think about playing both these guys. But right now, while we don't have that OG news, and I'm going to presume him as actually questionable, not really leaning one way or another. If he plays, then it's one for me. And you know me, I have a bias against Cat. I just despise Cat. And Jalen Brunson's come on a little bit here. I might go Brunson over Cat. But again, like I said, if OG's out, then I think both these guys are in play. And I would like Josh Hart more for sure if OG's out. 7,100 is a decent amount. But you do think this spot against Indiana is kind of a good spot for someone like Josh Hart here. The interesting point for me would be any of these like cheap Knicks in play. We saw Jose Alvarado have a pretty decent role. Obviously, that game kind of went sideways for Boston. It was a horrible spot for Boston anyways. I saw they had never played they hadn't played one game DC that early in the day all year. It was like the earliest game by like 3 hours or 2.5 hours or something like that for a team like Boston. So it did kind of blow out a little bit, but like him or like a Shamet or something like that, I think you could look at if OG's out. Both those guys would be better plays. I will not fall for the Jordan Clarkson thing, but one of those two guys I think would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't mind that call. And like we said, there might be limited value on the slate, so you might have to go to some of those guys.
Yeah, it's kind of going to depend too on like what Indiana does on this side. Like, do they just rule all these guys out? Because if they rule all these guys out, then it makes Indiana way more intriguing on this slate. I think if that's the case, we just got to kind of wait and see. My initial take would be maybe a couple of these guys miss, but maybe not all. But if they did all somehow miss, then yeah, I think Jay Huff and Jarris Walker become better plays. I think Cam Jones would actually become a decent play. I think he'd get some solid run here and become a pretty decent spot here. I'm never a Ben Shepherd guy, so I just I never play him, but yeah, I think that's the way I'm looking at it. Kind of got to wait and see on some of these guys. I'm never paying 8,600 for Pascal. Just seems way too high. I mean, he's got.
Yeah, I agree with you on Siakam. We just have no idea who's going to sit for Indiana, right? There's just no way to know. So,
No idea. Yeah. But even if they did all sit, like I still have a tough time paying 86K. It would be better though if they all sit. Then like I could I'd probably rather Nemhard though if I had to like save 1,300. I think Nemhard's got, honestly, I think his ceiling isn't too far off Pascal's. Like Pascal's definitely got, I think, a better floor, but I think the ceilings are closer to similar than most people would think with these two guys. So yeah, Jay Huff though, definitely we'll think about him here. Indiana's a tough team to analyze. Definitely got to get some of this news. But the good thing about this slate, we will get that news, right, DC? It's the first game on the slate. We're going to get it at some point, and then we'll be able to update thoughts here. Let's just say, okay, on this slate like this, I'm playing teammates. That's just me, though. I never play cat, but I guess I'll take a shot or two. Yeah, it's one of those slate. It's a short slate, so you're going to do things like that you wouldn't normally do on a bigger slate. So that makes sense. Like playing Cat and Brunson does make more sense on a short slate like this than it would on a bigger slate, or just to be unique, because a lot of people don't want to do that in general when they're building. So that does make some sense here, Chris, as you kind of talk about it. But all right, that is game one here. Definitely think it could be one of the more intriguing games for fantasy here, depending on how the news kind of shakes out. Let's go to this Clippers in Houston game, DC. I don't think Kawhi Leonard's very happy about James Harden leaving and trading Zubac and all that type of stuff, pretty much blowing it up. But he's been on fire the last couple games here, 36 and 34 minutes. So the minutes, which was something we were a little worried about for the time, it's ticked back up to what we want to see. And man, the ceiling, 56, 63, 31 and 41 actual points in these two games against Sacramento and Minnesota. Now he gets Houston here. I mean, it's the Kawhi Leonard show. What is this, just like you plug and play with Kawhi Leonard the way he's playing right now? Because he's playing awesome.
Really quietly, he's been one of the very best players in the entire league over the last 2-3 months. I mean, he's been incredible. Vintage Kawhi. I've been playing him a ton. He's been paying off. And the trade thing, I was reading that he just wants to finish his career. He won the championship in Toronto. He's happy in LA.
No, that's 100% why, because they said they left the door open if he wants to get moved, and he wants to be in LA, so he didn't want to get moved.
So yeah, I don't think he's upset. I think he says whatever, I'll do. I mean, listen, the Clippers are still in the thick of the playoff hunt, so for now, I think Kawhi is kind of a full go. He's certainly playing like it. I don't think you have to play him tonight, but I do think he's one of the very best spends. He's definitely my favorite play on the Clippers side of the ball. I mean, on Kawhi, I mean, they just don't have much else, right? Until Garland comes back. I mean, the offense has got to run through Kawhi.
They should have Benny for this game here.
Yeah.
Who they traded for. And I think that will, not that that's going to take away from Kawhi, but
I think it takes away from Miller and Sanders more. I think Kawhi is going to do his thing. So, and then, when your point guard's Chris Dunn, like a complete non-factor offensively, yeah, it's going to be a lot of Kawhi Leonard. So he is my favorite play. Yeah, like I said, on the Clippers in this game, and honestly, one of the, I think, best plays on the entire slate. Rocket side, I mean, this game, 213 total, one of the lowest of any games all year. So I don't want to go crazy here. I don't see a ton standing out on the Rocket side. I mean, Sengun isn't really affected by the pace. I think you could go to him with the Clippers' soft interior. But, yeah, mostly stars in this game. Kawhi, I think, is the best play overall.
Yeah, a couple things. First off, I think Cat's scary based on recent stuff. Brunson and Hart feel more comfortable playing. I think Cat was affected by even just the rumors of trades. I think he was affected. Remember, because the Knicks were, said to be in on Giannis talks, and I think Cat would have had to have been in some way involved, and I don't think Cat liked it. And there were reports he didn't like it, so which would kind of make sense. And
He seems like someone who might get his feelings hurt a little bit by trade rumors.
Just a little bit, you know what I mean? Just a little bit here, and I could see that affecting him, throwing him off a little bit. But in terms of this game, I kind of, the Clippers side to me, I feel like is one of the more easy sides to evaluate on the entire slate, right? You got Kawhi, who you make the choice. Do you want to spend the $10K for Kawhi? I agree with you. I think he's a good spend on a team that really has no other playmakers. Like, they got Benny Math, but I don't know what Benny Math's role is going to be on this team. How much are they going to let him go, DC? Because
I just don't think he's going to take away from Kawhi is the big thing.
No, but I'm saying, like, in theory, he's their second best player, like, right now, that's available.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it's close. He's way better than Jordan Miller, Derek Jones, Chris Dunn, John Con. Like, he's a way better player. Benny Math can drop 30. Like, he's a very, very good basketball player who hasn't really needed to do that. In the Clippers, with it just being kind of the Kawhi show, I wonder if he gets a better role. That's kind of more my point. It's probably not a play you play today, but I do think it'll be interesting to see what his role is on this Clippers team, with them just having so many, I'd call it like mid players. I mean, look at their roster outside of Kawhi and him. It's just mid down the board or bad or old.
Yeah. So you're saying Benny Mac himself may be an interesting play.
Well, I don't know if he. I don't know about his role first game on this team. That's what I don't trust. If I saw him like starting though, make me feel a little better. So I kind of want to see that.
I mean, he was playing 30+ minutes a lot of nights with Indiana, so it's not like he, physically.
He can physically do it for sure.
I mean, at 1% owned, he could be worth rolling the dice on. I mean, who knows? He could play 35 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think it's one of those boom bust plays in tournaments. Yeah, but you can clearly see he's just talent wise way better. And I like betting on that. Sometimes you look at who a team has and you're like, all right, I'm just going to bet on the talent at a certain point here. It's not the best matchup, but it's a small slate. I can only play so many options here because, outside of Kawhi and him, like, who else can I play from this Clippers team? Like Chris Dunn at 5K? I don't want to do that. John Collins at 6,300. I mean, I can't do it here. So, I'm so just realized Benner Matherin's on the I know it takes a second. It takes a sec. It's weird. It's weird seeing him and Garland. Honestly, it's weird watching Harden on the Cavs, but he's looked really good on the Cavs. DC, I don't know if you watched James Harden's 2 games with the Cavs, but he's actually like making a clear like defenses really respect James Harden, especially in the pick and roll. Like I was watching a full breakdown on it, and I forget the guy's name, but he did an awesome breakdown on the effects of James Harden in Cleveland, how it's like unlocked Jared Allen and makes it so easy for him. And it's just all about like pretty much the defense has like 3 guys paying attention to James Harden whenever he's in the pick and roll. There's like 3 guys, one's in the paint, 2, and they're all just kind of helping. And he like manipulates guys with his eyes so well. It's almost like football quarterback manipulating the safety and stuff like that. And it was a really good breakdown. I wish I could remember the guy's name. I tell you,
he's an incredible player, but it's always sunshine and roses for the first part of the James Harden experience with any new team.
It's just interesting because I didn't know how the Donnie Mitchell, James Harden playoff was going to work, how they were going to play off each other and stuff. But I think they're gonna play off pretty well because I don't think Donnie Mitch minds James Harden with the ball, which is
Well,
crazy. I don't
he's not a
think
true point guard either, Mitchell.
no.
So right, he can obviously play off the ball. So yeah, I think in theory it can work. It's just Harden's history in the playoffs is so sketchy that I got to see it before I believe it.
Yeah, it's definitely a little sketchy here. Allen was born to pick and roll with Harden. I agree.
Yeah.
Michael, those are like the players that fit perfectly with James Harden. That's why I said it on the show yesterday. I was like, man, I like Jared Allen. I just wish he wasn't 7K. And you didn't need him, but he was good yesterday. Yeah. Like if you played him, he was pretty solid. I forget his final stat line, but it was definitely good. What's going on? Ghostface kicker. What's going on, brother? The Houston side for me, though, back to this game. I don't mind the Şengün call. Obviously, no Zubac, so I think it's definitely a spot where you could unload with a little Şengün. We saw the triple double after getting. I think it was after the Charlotte where he got kicked out. I think that was the game he got kicked out from. Then he comes back with the triple double. I could see another big game out of Şengün. So I don't hate like you just go in with the studs in this game, DC, like the Şengün and Kawhi, and then just build and see if you can fit some value in between there. I don't think that's crazy at all to run something like that.
Yeah, I like that. Two studs, Kawhi and Şengün, I think makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, definitely makes a lot of sense. All right, 2 games down. Don't forget, guys, too, DraftKings running back the King of the Court tonight here, Tuesdays, as always. DC always likes to remind me that I still have not hit for first, and he has multiple times. So I'm sure he'll let me know again at some point in the show that he has hit a couple times and I have not. I did hit an NFL one, though, on Sunday, DC. I smacked the Seahawks, so I got one.
I had Mac Hollins, so I was looking good for a while, but you got me in the end.
Oh, you had Mac Hollins?
Yeah.
At least that kind of happened back to back. And
what did Seahawks pay?
183, and I think Mac Hollins was like what 250 something.
Okay, I was gonna say it must have been similar.
Yeah. That was the. I thought it was going to be a little more just because it wasn't Rashid Shaheed taking the punt.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, maybe it will pay a little more, but it is what it is. The Super Bowl.
We'll take the 180.
I wonder, DC. I really wonder how many people for the Super Bowl played that King of the End Zone, because it had to be like way more than usual, right, for the Super Bowl.
I'm sure. I don't know.
It had to be
out.
Yeah, they said 20-something thousand had the Seattle defense.
Well, if there's no touchdowns at halftime, so if no touchdowns score, they would have won all the bets, and then I don't even know, did they have to pay off the?
That's so crazy. They would have won all the bets. They would have too. You're right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I also was wishing Jason Myers won MVP. I felt robbed. I did have a Jason Myers small ticket, but I felt robbed by that. That's all right though. You win some, you lose some. But yes, they're doing the King of the Court for NBA tonight. So your favorite player to have the most points, rebounds, and assists, if he's the points, rebounds, and assists leader at the end of the night, you will split $1 million with however many of your friends clicked on him to said player to have the most points, rebounds, and assists. And it's a $5 minimum. So all you got to do is bet $5 on any prop on the board with your King of the Court entry. And even if you lose the prop, let's say you have Şengün to score 40, you could lose the prop, but if Şengün's the leader in points, rebounds, and assists, you'll win the bonus bets. You'll win splitting the million. So it's cool, DC. You could win your bet or lose your bet, but still be in the running if your guy ends up being the head guy in points, rebounds, and assists.
Yeah, we love King of the Court Tuesdays, and I did get Jalen Johnson last time, like you said. So hopefully go back to back on King of the Court here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Jalen Johnson. DC's got Kawhi Leonard tonight. I'm calling it. That's who he's got.
Maybe.
All right, 2 more games left here. Dallas and Phoenix next up. And I mean, has there been someone better than Cooper Flag? Obviously, outside of last game here. Before that, though, 55, 60, 59, 70. 4 of his last 5 games have been absolutely nuclear. This Phoenix team, though, in Phoenix, it's a tough spot, DC. Phoenix plays tough. No Grayson Allen for Phoenix is the only real main news, I guess, for them from like an injury perspective here. And Dallas pretty healthy for the most point. I think Klay Thompson is the only questionable for them outside of like, Lively and Irving, who are still out and stuff like that. So both teams are fairly healthy outside of like maybe one player each. DC, what are we doing here with Dallas and Phoenix?
Yeah, we're huge Cooper Flag guys. I played him a ton. He's been very good to me this year. I don't love this spot for him, though. I think the overall matchup for Dallas isn't great. And then I really don't like the individual matchup for Flag going up against Dylan Brooks here, who, I mean, we'll see, right? Like anything can happen on especially a 1v1 individual basketball matchup. But like, I guarantee you, Brooks, his goal this game is to, make it a living hell for Flag offensively. He's good at that, getting in people's heads. Flag's a rookie. Who knows how it'll all play out, but I don't love paying up for a stud who has a I think, really tough, volatile individual matchup. So I think I'm off Cooper Flag today. I don't really see a lot from Dallas. I want to play, they're one of the teams where it's kind of Flag or bust a lot of nights. They got PJ Washington back as well, Middleton in the mix. They've got their centers. I just don't see it with Dallas if you're off Cooper Flag like I am. So more looking to the Phoenix side. With Grayson Allen out, a few more minutes for guys like Dylan Brooks. Booker, I think it's cheap enough at 6,100, but I think my least overall interesting game of the night, if we're just ranking the 4, just because I'm off of Flag, and I kind of see Phoenix maybe pulling away from this one. So I'm mostly off this game.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that's tough for me. You got, PJ Washington, obviously back in here. Cooper Flag's been awesome, but now you add back in him. He's been back 1 game. They have Chris Middleton. I assume he's gonna play in this one here. Yep. So that's just another body that I think has a role, right? DC, maybe the role's not big, but it's just another 18 to 20 minute probably.
But these guys, all these Dallas guys kind of have, other than Flag, kind of have questionable roles anyway, right? So you add Middleton in there, and it gets a little tough.
I think Dan Gafford is interesting from a value standpoint. Like if we don't get any value, I don't think he's like terrible. Najee Marshall feels overpriced now with PJ back, and so it feels a little bit overpriced, I think.
What about Bagley? I mean, put up 46 in 24 minutes.
I was looking at that too. That game, the minutes were a little off. I don't know if he gets those minutes. Yeah, maybe it's just like the center, DC. Maybe we just keep Gafford and Bagley in like the center mix here, because I feel like Marvin Bagley's going to have to run pure. But you like Phoenix in this matchup, so you could maybe lean into the Dallas gets a little blown out. Maybe Bagley picks up a few more minutes.
I just think he's got some upside, right? With the unknown. It's only been 1 game, but he was awesome. And they're lacking offensive firepower. So definitely a tournament play, right? Like, it's not saying he should project super well, but I think he's a little bit interesting as an off the board guy. But yeah, I think a tough game overall for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the projections on these guys are really bad, so it makes sense. Gafford's actually the one guy I think projecting pretty well for his price right now.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, like Brandon Williams, I feel like he never gets projected that great. But another guy, I think, depending on the slate and the value, maybe he's in play too. Flag seems like a good spend. I mean, if you think that they're in this game and Phoenix can't give them issues, Phoenix has been tough, man. And I kind of agree with DC that Dylan Brooks might be able to give him some issues, make it a little tough on someone like, and he's going to guard him too. So it's like, that's going to happen. The Phoenix side, DC, I think maybe a little better, but still not like overall that amazing. I do like the Devin Booker tag at 8-1. I just feel like at a certain point he should have fallen. He was a little higher than this, but like 8-1 to me, I think is reasonable to get on some Devin Booker here at that price tag.
Yeah, and he's like a perfect short slate player because we've talked about the lack of upside with him, but obviously the fewer games there are, right? Like 45, 50 at 8,100, probably enough, but maybe not on an 8 or 10 game slate.
Yeah. What about another guy like Mark Williams? Another guy I feel like's been hit or miss, but he's had a couple pretty solid games in a row. I mean, if you look at it, 26 minutes, 24 and 11 against Portland, Golden State. He played 23 minutes, 11 and 10 in only 23 minutes. And then Philly, he played 31 minutes, 11 and 2 assists and a couple steals. I mean,
yeah.
Can we play some Mark Williams here?
Matchup's good against Dallas, a little bit undersized. Bagley plays no defense off the bench. So, yeah, I think the Mark Williams call makes some sense on a team that kind of hard to identify players you really want to play.
Yeah, like the stuff I don't love is like the Jordan Goodwin at 30%. That can't even be right. Is that right? 30% on Sabre? Is that what I'm seeing?
That's what they got him at right now. Yep.
Yeah, that seems much.
We'll get to our anti-plays of the day.
5K, we'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. But I agree with you. Dallas side's definitely the side that's not as good. The Phoenix side, I think, it's a little better here, but not the best game here. I did not see this. Kawhi said on camera he would trade anyone for more wins. Well, he just traded 2 of his best players. Hopefully he gets more wins. Yeah. Maybe he doesn't mind it. Maybe he's cool with it. Maybe he's like, see you later. I saw him say like their decision, whatever.
Yeah.
Respect. I'm still friends with them or whatever he said. So yeah, maybe he doesn't mind it at all. But all right, let's go to the final game of the night, guys. Don't forget here, smash that like button on this video if you're enjoying the show. If you're rewatching later on in the evening, we appreciate the like and the subscribe to this channel for all the free shows that we have throughout the week. You'll get notified every time we go live with these shows. Bunch of shows tomorrow, same thing. So make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Obviously the All-Star break, but we'll have some content for the All-Star game. So if you're playing the All-Star game, we always have some content over at runpuresports.com. If you want to become a member, check it out. Feel free, do so. Try it out for a week, a month. It's up to you. If you get any membership on the board, you get access to the Discord, private Discord channel with all of us in it for all the sports, posting bets for NBA, MLB when it comes up, basketball, golf, whatever you want to call it. We got it. MMA, it's all there. So if you got questions, you can add us in the chat, talk some sports with us throughout the day. We're in there hanging out. So check us out, runpuresports.com for all your DFS and sports betting needs over on DK Sportsbook. Final game of the night. San Antonio and LA, the nightcapper here. No Luka Doncic for the Lakers. Obviously, the biggest news for them today. They are running the back end of a back-to-back here. Played last night against OKC. Now they get the Spurs at home tonight. DC, what are we doing here? Obviously, the Lakers, no Luka. Kind of a tough spot. You go from OKC to now, I know it's at home, but the Spurs, I mean, that's a brutal back-to-back, and your best player's been out.
Yeah, no Luka. Basketball Monster has Reeves as doubtful, questionable on DK. Played yesterday, obviously, 29 minutes, recent return from injury. We'll see on Austin Reeves. If he does sit, it is going to be point LeBron, right? Because they don't really have anyone else. They got Marcus Smart that can do a little bit of that, but I think we'll see, as long as the game stays close, LeBron kind of in his old school role if Reeves does miss with Luka already out. So hard not to like LeBron. I think if you play him, you want to play him with the other Lakers starters. I think DeAndre Ayton a little bit interesting at 5,700. Marcus Smart, maybe a Hachimura at 4,400. Again, this is all kind of assuming Reeves missed, but if so, I think the Lakers starters are going to have to play well together. I think it's going to be LeBron setting the table for guys like Hachimura, DeAndre Ayton. So I like those guys together, and hard not to like Wembanyama on the other side. Mostly healthy for the Spurs right now, right? So they're a little bit loaded in the backcourt. So I think Wembanyama the best play, but have to love LeBron here, obviously assuming Reeves does miss.
Yeah, Austin Reeves in his 4 games back, he's played 21, 25, 24, and 29 minutes, DC. So by far the most minutes was last night, 29 minutes. Got a nice 4 to 5 minute bump from what he was playing. And I do think he's probably closer to doubtful, right? Or out like for this game. If that's the case, he hasn't played in the back-to-back yet. I don't think he plays tonight. And man, it's the back end of a back-to-back for them. Their best player is fucking 45 years old, 43, whatever he is, LeBron James. And he's going to be massively owned on this slate. So yeah, I mean, especially when Austin Reeves gets officially ruled out, DC. What's the LeBron ownership going to go to? Because right now I'm seeing 20% on Saber, and I feel like that's low.
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning to play him, so I hope it stays lower, but I get the point you're making too, right? Like, I do think he'll get a ton of ownership, especially if we get confirmation that Reeves is sitting prior to these other games, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, maybe people don't want to wait, but LeBron's going to be higher than this 20%. I agree with you.
He's got to be higher than that. And just looking at who else they have, I mean, like, I don't know about DeAndre Ayton in this spot. Not like a big fan of him.
Hard to like the matchup against Wemby.
No, yeah. And then you got Marcus Smart, who I think is a pretty solid play at 5K. Jake LaRavia, I think, becomes a better play. Rui, like you said, gets a bump, becomes a better play. Those are kind of the guys I think get like the.
If Reeves sits, LeBron has to have a big game for the Lakers to compete, right? But
this is going into my point though. Like, they could get blown out easily in this spot. They could easily just get blown out here by the Spurs. Spurs pretty much fully healthy. I think an interesting play is you look at these the Spurs guards here, and obviously Dylan Harper's going to get a ton of ownership here, which I totally get, and it makes sense to me on this slate with very little value. But like, you kind of look at the rest of this team, like Stephen Castle at 3% sticks out to me as well. So I kind of like some Castle. I like Harper too. I wish I could pinpoint like another blowout guy I could play, like a Carter Bryant or something like that. He's 3,500 for tournaments. He played 17 and 18 minutes the last couple games, 13, 16. He's been getting some run, DC. He had 23 fantasy points, 7 and 24 in his last 3 games. I could see maybe like blowout. Maybe he could get a few more minutes here in a spot like this.
I mean, these are the types of plays, right? On a 4-game slate, if you can just pick out the one guy that nobody has, ends up getting there, and then that's kind of what you need to propel you up top. So wasn't really on my radar, but makes sense getting minutes. And yeah, especially if you're playing the blowout script, I don't mind the Bryant call.
Yeah, if you're playing like the blowout script or something like that, I don't think it's crazy at all. CC Life, C Self-Made DFS, like that name actually. Says he likes Luke Kennard and Castle. The Luke Kennard play, I think is like you tailor that with LeBron. Shooter, he's going to need LeBron to like kind of set him up. And that's how LeBron's going to get there. LeBron's going to pretty much play like point forward here. So guys like Luke Kennard are definitely going to be involved because they're going to need to spread the floor. They're going to need the shooting. And that's why they got him anyways. Luke Kennard's been like one of the best 3-point shooters in the league by the numbers. And so they pick him up. And it's like, yeah, he makes sense. He kind of fits what they need. So like Luke Kennard makes sense. Smart, I think, is going to have a bunch of wide open shots. Jake LaRavia, those are the type of guys I think you could pair with LeBron. How many Lakers are you playing, DC? If you're playing LeBron, because it sounds like you're playing LeBron, are you like going really heavy on the Lakers? Because LeBron's going to bring a few of these guys with him.
Smart is the guy that I really want. I think he's the most correlated with the LeBron big minutes run out, right? I think if LeBron plays 35 plus minutes, I bet Smart's right there with him. And then Aiden was the other one, but the matchup, I just don't really want to play Aiden against Wemby. So LeBron, Smart, and then LaRavia and Hachimura, I'm taking a close look at as well.
Yeah, thoughts on LaRavia? I like LaRavia. I like Smart the most, probably LaRavia too. And then it'd be between Kennard and Rui for 3-4. I think Rui's got a little bit more upside because Kennard is legit just like pretty much a 3-point shooter. But so I'd probably lean Rui then Kennard, but that's kind of how I'd rank it. I like LaRavia though. I think he would have to have a pretty good game too, because he could handle the ball. DC, he could do a little bit with the ball if needed when LeBron's out. So yeah, but it's one of those spots. It's like, what about Wemby, DC? Are you playing Wemby?
Especially if I'm going with LeBron and the Lakers. Yeah. Playing the close game script. The LeBron Wemby pairing seems really strong to me.
So you got Wemby over Kawhi Şengün?
If I'm playing LeBron, yes.
Okay. What about if you're just ranking them? Like just overall, not thinking about like lineup construction.
I've still got Kawhi over Wemby. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I kind of Wemby over Şengün, I would say.
I think I got Kawhi over him too. They just like the Clippers legit have the Clippers actually in the Lakers are very similar. It's like LeBron and nobody, and it's like Kawhi and nobody. It's very the two LA teams are very similar tonight. I think if we are right and Reeves is indeed out, which I'm pretty sure we are here. All right, DC, anything else here? Can we go into the anti-plays for the slate?
Yeah, let's do it. Got it sorted by ownership here.
All right, let's take a look. Do you have a play off the bat?
There's some good ones here.
I'm going Jordan Goodwin. I'll start us off here.
I like the Goodwin call and 5,200 J Huff. Too much for me with, I think, enough available centers for Indiana. I feel like J Huff makes the anti-play more than his fair share.
I feel like it's absolutely hit or miss with J Huff.
Yeah,
like you're either hitting big or you're missing big, but he's a perfect anti-play if you want to go there. What's like a take you have on like I feel like the Lakers get blown out tonight. Do you have a take like that? Like something you feel pretty strongly about?
I'm more worried about Dallas getting crushed.
Okay.
But yeah, I can see that. Lakers I'm worried about as well, for sure. I mean, they're way overmatched if you look at the two rosters between the two teams.
Yeah, no, and the back-to-back after playing tough against OKC, it just feels like a total letdown spot. I mean, another young team like the Spurs.
Smallest spread tonight is 8.5, so we'll probably see a couple blowouts.
Good point. All right, plays of the day. Who is your favorite play of the day or low-owned play, whatever you want to do?
Ooh. We'll do it. I think LeBron is in for a big game with Luka and Reeves out. I think he's going to be the point guard, and we haven't seen him in this role that much. Obviously, playing alongside Luka the last couple of years. So I'll go with LeBron as play of the day.
LeBron James play of the day. I like it. I think I'm just going to keep rolling with it. Kawhi Leonard, he's just going to keep going here. If not, they're going to get blown out. Like if Kawhi doesn't have a good game for them, they're going to get crushed here. So yeah, I'm going to go with Mr. Kawhi Leonard. DC, do you see any like under 10% plays you can get on board with?
Let's see, low owned guys. You had a call that I like the Matherin call. It's a roll of the dice because we don't know on the minutes, but I do think they could potentially need him. I don't see a ton else down here. Do you? Under 10%?
Stephen Castle, I think, is interesting. Yeah, I like those two. I like those two calls though that we had. Castle and Matherin. Who knows? Maybe somehow he gets in that starting lineup. But the minutes are concerning.
I think Sengun under-owned if he's really going to be under 10% as well.
Andrew Nolan says Tari Eason sneak play. He feels like appropriately priced, but he does have upside. He could be a little sneaky here. I don't know why, but I feel like they like kind of low key hate Tari Eason. I don't know what it is, but it feels like they just don't they don't love him as much. But he did have a big game against OKC. I've always liked Tari Eason. So he's a player that I've always kind of liked. So
Rahul says LeBron's out.
Is he out?
I haven't seen yet.
So if he's out, he knew that Reeves is going to get ruled out. Oh, they ruled them all out, DC. Yeah. Smart's out. Ayton's questionable. Oh, this changes this. Good thing we didn't get off real quick because this completely changes the slate. This was LeBron didn't want to play without Reeves. That's what this was. And then Smart said, yo, LeBron, you're sitting? My ankle hurts. And then Ayton said, Coach, can my knee hurt enough to be out? I don't want to play. I don't want to play without all these guys either. This is hilarious. Damn it. I knew this game was going to blow out. I knew it. What was the spread, DC? Should have hammered 9. It was 9? Jeez.
It's going to be like 15 now.
Yep. I did bet it, but I only put a couple bucks on it. I should have hammered it. I knew he was going to get blown out anyways. Now he's just sitting. All right. Well, now obviously this changes a ton of things. Obviously you can't give LeBron as your play of the day anymore, but also DC, we're going to have a ton of cheap Lakers. I mean, first we got to see who they're going to have actually in.
Is it the Bronny James slate?
Oh my God, it is the Bronny James slate. That's good though, because I can get that guy, whoever that guy is tomorrow, who does those funny ass videos of him just screaming at Bronny about doing everything right. Have you seen any of those videos? They're hilarious.
Sounds funny, but I haven't seen them.
The guy makes me laugh every single time, and I can never remember his name. But he's so funny. He's just screams, like, "Why the fuck are you doing this? It's driving me." It's just awesome. I gotta pull up his videos. They make me laugh all the time. But Cancun plans. I mean, yeah. This is what happens in the NBA. This is what we get. Those poor Lakers fans going to see this game tonight. They just got screwed.
Yeah. Oh well. Nick Smith, Kennard, Laravia. I mean, all these guys, right?
Yeah, I would say Laravia's got to be a pretty good play. But honestly, it's going to be like you said, like Nick Smith if he's in. Or
he's going to start a point guard, I think.
Or Drew Timme. Guys like that. Those are the guys you're going to want.
Dalton Connect.
Yeah, he probably plays. if Bronny's there, he's probably going to play too. I think those are the guys I'm going to play. I'm not going to play too much of the like, even if Ayton's in, I wouldn't play him. Vanderbilt, like these guys aren't gonna, even like Jackson Hayes, even if he started, like I would rather like I said, like the Drew Timmy. So this slate just got gross, Andrew Nolan, but now I can play Kawhi and Şengün, which is what I wanted to do. So it's gross, but I get my value. So maybe the Spurs will oblige us and get some late scratches. Then we could get a real value slate going. Kleber, I don't know if I'm going to play Kleber. I think I'm going to go with like the next tier of guys, even if they don't start. What do you think, DC? Are you going with like the Kleber, Jackson Hayes, Luke Kennard, Jared Vanderbilt, those type of routes? Or are you going to go with like the 3K minimums once we get who's available?
I'm with you. I want the Lakers like uber scrubs, super cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is like one of those games where like everyone kind of knows, even if someone's starting, like everyone knows like who this game's for. It's not going to be for Jared Vanderbilt and Maxi Kleber, I don't think.
Agreed.
It's going to be for the guys that normally don't play.
Yep.
JSU, I see you flipping in a few after Leonard gets ruled out. What? He's not getting ruled out. What are we talking about here? No way.
Yeah.
Don't be putting that bad juju on my guy Leonard. He's not getting ruled out. He's gonna play. They're going to win. All right. Do you want to change your play? Well, you got to change your play. Who's your new play of the day? Can't give LeBron. We can't leave with LeBron.
Nick Smith. We'll go to LeBron's backup, Nick Smith. I think he's going to start a point guard. They don't got a lot else. I think we'll see a good Nick Smith game here.
See, Rick Anderson knew we needed a new play of the day. My play of the day is going to be the same because Kawhi is not getting ruled out. Juice is not throwing that bad juju on there. But again, I'm with DC. I think we're on the same point. We're going to want the ultra scrubs from the Lakers whenever we get that. We're going to be more on them. Now all we need is the Pacers stuff, DC, and we'll have this slate pretty good, pretty set for tonight's game. So yeah, that's gonna do it though for this Hardwood show. If you want the rest of the content, come check us out, runpuresports.com for all the core plays, playbook, NBA slate builder, the late slate stuff those guys are doing over there, Big T, Rubio, Showdown, all that stuff. We got it all. Check it out and hit the like button on your way out if you enjoyed this show here. Yeah, Don Easy, Kobe Buffkin. Those are the type of plays for the Lakers. I'm with you. Those are the type of guys you want to play on this slate. But Castle's still a good play. I think Castle's still a good play because he's low owned, but it definitely hurts all of the spend up Spurs, Rick, because if they're playing the guys that we're talking about, like they're gonna destroy this team, especially a young team like the Spurs. But yeah, so I probably like Castle a little less. I like the Şengün call from DC. If you want like the low owned stud, you can go to the Şengün Kawhi pairing. So yeah, only a few more slates left. Yeah, I know we only got 2 more, but we have the All-Star slate too. So we'll have content for the All-Star slate. And yeah, we only got 2 more slates after tonight. We got Wednesday and Thursday, and it's a big slate on Wednesday and then a short slate on Thursday. So yeah, it is what it is. We'll be all right. But all right, we're going to get out of here. We'll get all the content up over at Run Pure Sports. For DC, I am JSU. Good luck in your NBA DFS over on DraftKings. And don't forget, King of the Court tonight. DC's got Kawhi Leonard. JSU's going. Oh, man, I want to go with one of these Lakers guys, DC. Who do I go with?
Nick
Who do
Smith.
I go with? Nick Smith. Can he do it? Can he score 30?
I hope so.
I want the Spurs guys to get ruled out and let Dylan Harper crush.
Yeah,
that's what I'd want. Then I'd pick someone like Dylan Harper. How about Devin Booker? We get a Devin Booker. Kind of like Devin Booker on this slate too. All right, we'll go with Devin Booker here. But we're gonna get out of here, guys. Enjoy this 4-game banger. We'll be back tomorrow for Draft Cheat. I'm JSU. We'll catch you guys then. We're out of here. Peace.